Okay, welcome back to FTL. We are playing through the game using the Osprey this time. And when I left off, we just finished up with Sector 2, and now we're going to check out Sector 3. You could go to an Engi-controlled sector or the Zoltan homeworlds. I'm going to go to the Engi-controlled sector because those tend to have more stores in them. And I like stores. I have a distress beacon up here that I want to check out. And we get some free fuel, scrap, and a drone part out of it. Not bad. These guys need an escort, and they're offering us some fuel in exchange. I will certainly say yes to that. What's up here in the corner? I would have liked to check out these beacons down here, but we'll head up that way instead. Civilian ship being chased by Mantis pirates. I think we can handle this, especially with our new, faster-firing artillery beam. It'll probably get at least one shot off before we could destroy these just with our burst lasers, especially if they keep missing like that. Looking over my crew skills, everything is progressing nicely. Artillery beam is about to fire. There we go, did decent damage across the board there. And they blew up on their own, which means a fire on their ship must have destroyed a system. And, oh, excellent. We get some scrap and a free weapon. It's a missile weapon, which means it consumes ammunition. This one does 4 damage and has a high chance of breaching things, so this is a very powerful weapon. I may keep this around just because I tend not to use missile weapons very much, and I should probably show them off a little bit more. It turns out that that escort mission we picked up was actually a trap, and now we find ourselves fighting a rebel ship. They sent one sad, lonely boarder on board, so we'll have our Mantis take care of him. Now, I probably won't be able to kill him outright. I'm guessing that he's going to teleport away once his health gets low enough, but we'll see what happens. Nope, Mantis actually got him. That's good. And once again, I'm going to get an artillery beam off on these guys. They're going to try and jump away, but I think I can put a stop to that, offering us a pretty crappy reward in exchange for their surrender, but these are rebels. I don't like letting rebels surrender. And there we go. Got some better scrap, got some more fuel. That was a good trade. Here we got some free scrap and another free anti-personnel drone, which I will sell. There's a store and a distress beacon right up there by the exit, but I would like to check out as much of this sector as possible, so I'm actually going to jump down here first. We come across another rebel ship. This one has what appears to be an attack drone, but with 2 levels of shielding, I'm not too worried about that. It has a really puny weapon, so... And it looks like they have a system repair drone as well. But since the artillery beam punches through shields, I'll be getting some nice free bonus damage out of it. They are offering us a very good reward for surrendering. 4 fuel, 3 missiles, 37 scrap, and an anti-personnel drone. Economically, it would be stupid not to take this one, so I will accept it. There's a distress beacon over there that we can just get to, and I found another store, so we'll head over to the distress beacon first. It was a trap! Gasp. These guys have a missile launcher, so I'm actually going to try and disable their weapons before I take down their shields. I'm not sure in the long run if this is more efficient than taking down their shields first, but at least it feels a little bit better. Okay, only got 2 missiles off, so that's not so bad. And they're offering us a crappy reward for surrender, and the artillery beam takes them out. Send my guys in to get healed up. I'm doing very well on scrap now. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to spend a sizable chunk of that on repairing my hull, but that's okay. And we have to jump back the way we came, which is a little inefficient, but gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, we're getting low on time, so I'm gonna go straight to this store. And, oh, excellent. They have extra crew and a crew teleporter. I'm definitely gonna fix all my stuff. I'm definitely gonna buy other fuel. Really want to buy the crew teleporter and hire one more crew member. But if I do that, I might not have enough scrap left for good weaponry. Oh, except that I have these 2 anti-personnel drones to sell. Never mind. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I could buy this Zoltan because of the free power he provides, and I'm actually pretty tempted. Yeah, why not? I'll get him and the crew teleporter. Yeah, I still have 131 scrap left. That is more than enough. And so what I can do now is I can move my Rockman and my Mantis over to the crew teleporter, and they can be my boarding party for the time being. The Zoltan will take over shield duties, and because of the free power he supplies, I can also power my teleporter without having to upgrade my reactor any further. Wow. Everything is over in this sector of the map right now. There's no way I'll be able to visit it all, so let's check out that first store that I was planning on going to. These guys need fuel in exchange for help. Let's say yes. Ooh, wow. We got a really powerful weapon in exchange. The Burst Laser Mark III is, as its name would suggest, just a more powerful version of the Burst Laser Mark II. Fires 5 lasers, which do 1 damage per shot. I don't like this weapon very much because you can see it takes double the power of the Burst Laser 2 while only doing 2 more shots. And it also fires much more slowly, so I generally don't use it. I think the trade-off in power requirements and cooldown time is just not worth it. It's okay if it's the only thing you've got, but it's just not very efficient compared to a lot of the other weaponry. And here we find ourselves at that store. Let's see. I'm going to sell the Burst Laser 2 because it's worth 55 scrap, which is nice. I'm going to buy all of their fuel. I don't need any of these augments, and I don't really want drone control just yet. So let's start upgrading our weapons so that we can hopefully use that missile launcher, because I have 21 missiles. It seems silly not to be using it. I will have to power down my engine room to turn that on, but there we go. Now we have a good laser and an extremely powerful missile weapon, and it looks like we might not make it out of here without having to fight the Rebel fleet. Yep, didn't quite make it, but that's alright. Between the breach laser, the burst laser, and the artillery beam, I am not too worried about taking care of these guys. Send my erstwhile boarding crew down to take care of that enemy boarder, who he shot with his own weaponry for whatever reason. Maybe not the best use of AI, but... And you can see 4 damage took their shields down completely, which is very good news. I have a fire in my oxygen system, so I'm going to send my Rockman and my Engi engineer over there to deal with that. And I don't need to spend any more missiles on this fight. Artillery beam kicked in, did some more damage. Suffered 1 more missile hit, but that's okay. Turn on my med bay now and get started healing up some of my guys. And we got the standard 1 fuel reward. Heal up my Angie and get going. As far as I know, there's not actually a time limit on how long you can loiter in this last sector before you have to jump away, but I'm not going to push my luck. And with that, we could go to either a rock-controlled sector or a civilian sector. I'm going to go to the civilian sector since we're going to have to go through at least one hostile sector before we get to the end of the game anyway. And let's check things out. Because we have a scrap recovery arm, we can attempt to mine this asteroid field, which we'll do, and we will get a very respectable 51 scrap. We have enough for 2 more reactor upgrades, which is good because we need them. The Osprey does tend to be, as I said earlier, more power hungry than a lot of the other ships because you're spending extra energy to keep your artillery beam running if you decide to use it. So it's important to keep your reactor upgraded enough to keep up with things. There's an automated ship attacking some civilians, so we're going to take care of this. This breach missile is going to be very handy since I haven't come across any other weapons that I want to use yet. It fires very slowly, but with 4 damage, that's pretty good. Oh shit. My Zoltan is about to die if he doesn't get out of there in time. You see that bomb blast took him down to 6 health, and there are multiple fires. Alright, he just made it. Yeah, he had like 2 health left, I think. So this could be bad news. We'll see how it goes. Alright, we took out their shields. Thank God we disabled those bomb weapons before it could get another one off. That must have been like, I don't know, a breach bomb 2 or something, because that did a ton of damage. Anyway, we take it out, we get some free hull repair out of the deal, and we'll get our shields fixed up and get out of here. That fight kind of showed you how, you know, one lucky hit can really make things turn south quickly in this game, even on easy mode, and even when you've played it as much as I have. If I hadn't been paying attention closely to that bomb strike, I probably wouldn't have noticed that my Zoltan took so much damage and he would have gone down, and then I would have lost a very expensive crew member. Alright, we have 39 scrap. The Rebel fleet is catching up, so I'm just going to check out the store now and see what they have. Once again, more things that I'm not very interested in. I'm going to buy all their fuel just to get up to 20 because that makes me feel nice and safe, and then keep jumping. Another automated scout ship pursuing civilians. Another fight to pick. This one does not have nearly as threatening a weapons loadout, so this one shouldn't be as nasty a fight. He does have an Ion Blast 2, which is going to take down our shields. But hopefully the breach missile will hit, and then I can take out his drones and then his weapons. Nope, it missed. Bad news. And they damaged but did not disable my artillery beam, so I want to make sure I take care of that and get that up to speed again. And you can see the difficulty is really ramping up in this playthrough for whatever reason. I think it's just a combination of, you know, luck and I'm not as familiar with this ship as I am with some of the other ones, so I may not be using it in the optimal fashion. Gotta remember to turn my missile launcher back on. Now he's got the drones disabled, so that takes away a lot of his punch. The artillery beam, doing some more hit point damage. I'm going to save that missile launcher just in case all 3 of these punch through. There we go. Took him out and conserved a missile that I didn't need to spend. And, oh, excellent, we got a free crew member. And even better, it's another Zoltan with a weirdly racist name. We'll put him in the engine room just to give that some extra power. And on top of that, I'm actually going to upgrade my engines one more time to take advantage of that. Now we've got better than 25% evasion, which is nice. And we'll jump down here. There are enough sectors near the exit that I should be able to get as much out of this sector as I can. We have a pirate ship that was lying in wait. This seems like a perfect opportunity to do some boarding. One thing to keep in mind is that the artillery beam auto-fires, so if it's powered on and you have crew on that ship, it will do damage to the ship. So I'm actually going to turn it off just to be safe. There we go, got a whole bunch of fuel and scrap for that, so that was definitely worth the risk. Send them down to heal up, send my Engi down to repair the artillery beam and turn it back on. These 2 levels of shields are just not cutting it at this point, so I think my next upgrade is going to have to be more shield capacity. As much as I'd like to get more weapons, the ship is a little bit of a glass cannon at the moment. And here we have another automated rebel ship nearby. It's patrolling a sensor station. I don't really care about the sensor station so much, since it's just going to update my map, and I don't really need that this late in the sector. So instead of using this blue option to get around this fight, I'm actually just going to pick a fight with this thing, and take it out for the scrap that that'll hopefully provide. Got lucky with some of the weapon hits there. Only hit my med bay. Let's see if this breach missile connects. There, it did. Excellent. I could focus on their drone control, but it's got so many lasers, I should really take those out before I do anything else. There, the artillery beam finishes it off, so that's excellent. And we only got a little bit of scrap out of it, but it's better than getting no scrap in an updated map that I don't need, so. Alright. Actually, it looks like it may have updated my map after all, and I just didn't see it in the flavor text. I'm going to spend the rest of this sector visiting these 2 things and fighting some ships, because I would really like to get as much scrap as I can. Alright, slavers. We will never surrender one of our crew to slavers. Let's send my boarding party over and see what they've got. They've got a Rockman and an Engi, and oh, they sent a Zoltan over as a boarder. That's cute that they think he'll be able to do anything. Now remember to power off my artillery beam here, because I don't want to destroy their ship with my crew on it. My Mantis is getting a little bit low, but I think he's going to win that damage race, yeah. And if they've only got 3 crew members, he should not be in danger. Yep, there we go. And we can pick which kind of crew member we want. We obviously want another Mantis. Oh my god! I just got a free weapon pre-igniter. That's ridiculous. I am having the best luck with these runs I'm saving for YouTube. Somebody asked me in the comments if I've actually been losing a lot and just not showing you guys those playthroughs, but so far I've just been getting really, really lucky. If I do, say, in this playthrough, make it all the way to the end boss and then die, I'll keep that in and I'll upload it anyway, just to show you what I did wrong. And I have done that a couple times with this ship, so it's entirely possible, but getting a free weapon pre-igniter just made that, and a free Mantis just made that quite a bit more unlikely. Man, that's just silly. I mean, when you think about it, that is essentially 120 free scrap that I got for not having to buy the weapon pre-igniter in a store, which I almost certainly would have done if I had the scrap to do it. So that's great. And now I'm going to upgrade our shields one more time, upgrade our power, upgrade our shields, upgrade the power. And since I'm using boarding party now, I'm going to upgrade my sensors once too, just so I can see what kind of people are on enemy ships. And now we are good to go. I am genuinely flabbergasted that I got a free weapon pre-igniter out of that fight. That is just silly. And a mercenary that is... oh god, I don't even need the weapon pre-igniter, it's just too Engie. Yeah, you got one round of attacks off. I'm running low on hit points, but whatever. I just got another 54 scrap, so affording repairs should not be an issue. Move my Rockman out of the med bay just to give the rest of my guys some more space. And wow, my Engie engineer actually has leveled up his repair skill. That doesn't happen very often because repairs level up very slowly compared to a lot of the other skills, and ideally you're not repairing very much. But I've been taking a lot of hits this playthrough, so it doesn't surprise me. I'm not sure if Engie level up at repair faster than other races, like the Mantis seem to with combat, but it's entirely possible. Let's see, I have time for 3 more jumps, so I'm going to visit one more sector before we get out of here. And... intelligent life forms, let's communicate with them peacefully. Nothing happened. Sometimes you'll get a free Engie out of that, sometimes you won't. If you have a... I know if you have a slug crew member, they can communicate with them telepathically, and you'll always get a free Engie, and I think there's an equipment upgrade that you can get that will let you do that too, but I'm not sure which one it is. These guys are offering us fuel for scrap. I'm good on fuel, so I don't need any, and I'm going to be spending most of that scrap on repairs at the next store I get to. But that is for another time. I will see you guys later.